Hey, I'm Nick Bridwell. I'm your host here today for Uncomfortable Conversations, and I have our guest today who is Keith Terry. I'm really excited to talk to Keith because he has a very, unique perspective into the world today and into the Black Lives Matter movement. And because he's a comedian, I want to kind of talk to him about some of the ways that informs his opinion of the world, or if it does.
Absolutely. Because not only am I a comedian or I'm black, but I've there's something that's been missed. I'm more of like a black hippie. You know what I mean there? Like I'm more of I'm it's almost like black is one thing. And black is not one thing. It's a lot of things.
Can you talk to us more about that? Do you think that it's important now as we look at something like the Black Lives Matter movement to just remember that the is it like basically the movement is all encompassing. You want all hands on deck, but you have to look at that and say, hey, it's just as many white people there are a lot of different black people that you can meet in this world with different opinions. Is that important?
I'm what it is I just went through, I really hate it because the police at the time, and we'll get more into it, but the police at the time, they just saw my skin color and they treated me by my skin color. And I'm just like, dude, look at my playlist. You're only gonna see Janis Joplin and freaking Jimi Hendrix. Like, why are you treating me like that?
It's true. I think that a lot of times maybe the media reinforces these uh, putting people in boxes. It's like every TV show that you watch on networks. There's the one black dude who always acts the same, and I don't think they do a very good job of representation. I think it sounds like you and I have a really similar playlist. I like a little Joplin and Hendrix myself.
60s
Um,
rock. If someone asked me, like, if they said, hey, you got to go to an island, and what music do you want? It's going to be 60s rock, hands down.
yeah,
Hands down. Give me some Floyd, give me some Joplin, give me some Hendrix, give me some Jethro Tull, which is a group, not one person.
I think I thought that was one person. Now that I think, yeah, is that Aqualung?
Yes.
Hmm. One of the main reasons that we wanted to have you on is we were talking among the group, uh, just who do y'all think has an interesting perspective about Black Lives Matter, or maybe who has had any interactions recently with law enforcement that they'd want to talk about. And Stephen, who is our video editor, he thought here's somebody who has something really interesting to say. And I'm interested just kind of what your background is, how you got into comedy, how that kind of informs your life. Do you do any kind of activism yourself or anything?
I started comedy, it was what, 15, 17 years ago, whatever. I don't keep up with the years. And within a year and a half, I was opening up for Michael Bublé, and I met him, and that opened up so many doors. I started working at Universal Studios, and I ended up touring for 2 years with Paul Mooney. And this is when the Chappelle show was, yes. So
Oh
I
man,
worked with him for 2 years straight.
what's that relationship like? Is it a mentorship? Is it writing jokes together and kind of working on delivery?
No, man, I literally, okay, okay, it sounds stupid or it sounds crazy, but I really have not written anything down in a decade.
That is interesting because a lot of times, I guess my concept is it's somebody sitting in a book working out the jokes, the narrative arc or something. But are you like an ad libber? You just get up there and go?
Well, the way I looked at it is no one taught me comedy. For me, comedy, like I didn't know. I thought that comedians got up and they did something different every night. I didn't know. So I approached it that exact way. And it just, when I realized I wanted to completely do comedy for the rest of my life, I wanted to shape me as a human being more than I wanted to shape a joke. Because if I could shape me, then what came out would be, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It
That makes
would
sense.
be
Cultivate the person, and the rest will
exactly
appear.
like, yeah, like the ship that it came out of. There it is. So I wanted to make sure that that person was right.
So how has the recent times with, Black Lives Matter and COVID, how has that informed any comedy? I mean, you're not going to clubs right now, right?
Dude, it sucks.
Is it? I mean, the room must be so different too, with people sitting apart like that. You're probably filling a quarter of the people that would go in there normally.
Dude, it's
And
horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. I've done one and they asked me to wear a mask. I'll never do another one ever again in my life because I'm so visual. Like I just, dude, this COVID thing, like it's.
what I find most interesting is that there was that the COVID was out, we were under quarantine, and then the Black Lives Matter incident happened, and everybody went out and had to protest. And it's like, then you're getting feedback from people who are like, why were you quarantined yesterday, but you're protesting today? I guess my thought process is that some things are worth going out on the streets for, and some things aren't. Like, you don't want to go into work at your job at McDonald's or at a liquor store or an agency or anything. You don't want to go in and just work to die, but you might go out and protest for your friends, and run that risk. It's a thin line. What do you think about that?
Well, what I think about that is that look at the coincidence. You dig what I mean there? You have a leader of the free world that refuses to protect himself. Like, have you ever seen him with a mask? The leader of the free world. Even if China or Russia is ahead of us, still we're the free world. And he refuses to be the example that needs to be seen.
Yeah, it's very compelling because there's this movement in time, these two things intersecting, COVID, Black Lives Matter. At first, I'm like, did the media or something manufacture this to get Black people on the street so that COVID would get them sick? I go conspiracy theory sometimes. But then on the opposite side, you see Donald Trump, who doesn't seem to be concerned with killing his constituents. He's like, don't wear a mask, it's asinine. But what that comes down to is that his donors want people going back to work. They don't really care if 1% of the people or 2% die, because the 98% are still making them billions of dollars. And that's why Donald Trump says, don't wear the mask.
I feel that, first off, that I know COVID is man-made. I think it was population control, because if you look at who it affects the most, it's older people or people that have high blood pressure and kidney problems. And like, I think that it was meant that. Now, there's no way in the world, no way, I'm not naive. I know I've flown across the country, or the world actually. How is it that we're closer to China, but it hit Europe, then it went down a little bit to Africa, and then it hit America, but we're suffering the most?
I think maybe one of the reasons that we're suffering now is a lot of the other countries took the advice of scientists and were like, stay over here, put on a mask, stay inside for a little while, and it might, we might be able to contain it. Whereas here we had Donald Trump saying, get back to work. So everybody went out to work. Then we have people in the streets, and it kind of spread everything around. So now we're seeing the after effects of that growing exponentially.
And it's mutating.
Yeah.
Like, I think this thing was man-made, I was a nurse in the military. I was a field nurse. How about that? You didn't know that?
No,
I
I
was a
didn't know
field
that.
nurse in the military. Yeah. This is, I think it's no doubt man-made, and it just sucks, man. One, the name sucks. Call it fucking the coronavirus or call it COVID-19 or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but call it one goddamn name. Dude, I woke up one morning and it was like, they were like COVID-19. I was just like, who is that?
Yeah, what else gets to have two names? Not cool.
Exactly. Not cool. Like, really, not cool. Like, only pimps and players have two names.
and a couple phones too, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Listen, fuck the president. Not because he's white, not because he's what's Republican? Yeah. Not because he's a conservative or whatever the fuck he thinks he is. But fuck the president because he's dividing this country. Completely dividing this country. I'm gonna speak up, and I don't care if you play it 1,000 times and you can put my name on it. My name is Keith Terry. He is dividing the fucking country. Completely.
I agree.
It makes no sense. It was a time, right now is a time where he could have pulled people together. Like, if any time, he could have pulled people together, but he keeps playing to his core, which scares me because his core doesn't look like me, man.
No, they're scary as hell.
They have white pigmentation and big belly guts, and they have Confederate flags.
Yeah, two of the things I have, and one of those things I definitely don't have. So, you know, I'll be out walking my dog, and one of my black neighbors will walk by, and I'll just be like, "Yeah, fuck Trump," because I don't want anybody thinking that I'm one of those fat white guys who likes Donald Trump. So that's my thing. I'll just walk the dog and, hey, fuck Trump.
Dude, I swear to God, listen, every black man feels that.
Yeah,
when
man,
say,
it's
you gotta carry a black person with you. You need to get a black friend that you keep on your keychain. You just be like, hey man, I'm going outside. I need you to come with me, man. I don't want people to look at me a certain way, because when black people see white people now, we look at them and we're like, man, fuck Donald Trump.
and I'm saying the same thing too. And yeah, yeah, he is stoking derision. You know, when you say that Black Lives Matter is a symbol of hate, but then, you know, you sit there and put white supremacy on your Twitter feed. He's a racist. He's, by all accounts, you know, a major xenophobe, a sexist, a predator. 14-year-old girls right before he got elected saying that he raped them, and then pulled that back. You know, probably because actually, yeah, he's a predator.
What I think is being missed right now is, I don't think that people are conversing. You know what I mean? That's what I think is being missed, is people are not conversing.
The whole goal for here is to understand other people's experiences, so that when we put these videos out, people may get a little closer to saying, I don't know that guy or know this person, but if I put that a little extra effort into it, maybe I can get to know them, not for the color of their skin, but for who they are. And I think that's an important conversation that everybody should be having right now. What are our differences? But more importantly, you know, what makes those differences excellent? You know, cultural differences or background differences. Because it's not about not seeing color. It's about loving.
Exactly. I just wish people would talk to each other. Right now, I think that, and I'm glad, but I think people are yelling at each other. That makes sense?
That is true. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I will just preach to my family, and it doesn't get anywhere. Some of my family who think differently than me, it bounces right off of them because, you know, I guess nobody likes to be preached to, but it's very hard to have a reasonable conversation when you believe that the other side is so ass backwards, you know?
Yeah, Yeah, I just think that people are yelling at each other, and it sucks. And actually, it really hurts my heart. And it it so I can bring it to where we came in this conversation in the beginning. What happened to me recently? You know.
Yeah, let's hear about that.
So okay, I was in. Can I smoke a cigarette? Is that cool?
Oh yeah, yeah, go for it. And if you need to take some time to before you talk about it or
No,
whatever,
it's
we just want
no,
to create
no,
it.
it's cool. It's just it's really okay. So I got a hotel room. Actually, I was there for like 2 or 3 nights. Okay, and on the second night, or yeah, second night, I smoked Newports. I think Newports are the freaking gift of the gods.
This program is not sponsored by Newport Cigarettes.
This portion of the program. Okay, so I was in my hotel room, and I have to give you a visual, a good way to see it. So I walk out of my room, and to the left is outside because I never ever break the rules of smoking inside. Not with tobacco, but if I got some marijuana, I'm damn sure gonna get me the filter and put it in the towel, and then all right, filter that if you want to, but that's some good ass advice. Okay, so I'm headed to the left to the door, and I look to the right, and I see 3 police officers. You dig? And I look at them, and I just give them a head nod, like like what's up? Like there's no reason for us to interact. You know what I mean? Like no reason for them to deal with me or me to
So
deal
you're
with them.
walking down the hall right now?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm walking down the hall to the left, away from them, and they didn't say a word. Nobody said anything. Because if they did, I would have acknowledged it. If you can tell, like I'm as docile as you can get. You know what I mean? Like I'm not violent. You know what I mean? There. Um. So okay, I make that left, and then I'm walking down the hall, and I'm trying to just go smoke my cigarette. Not that I'm struggling to do it, but I'm walking to smoke my cigarette, and I hear the feet, and I'm like, and you can feel it when somebody's after you. And that's exactly what happened. The dude put his arm behind my neck, and then he did this move where he caught his foot to trip me with both feet, and he put me face down, and then he took his 9 and put it in the back of my head.
Jesus Christ, the police officer.
Police officer. That happened.
Is this
That's,
recently?
dude, when I say recently, it's too recent.
Christ's sake.
No, no, no. It gets worse. Like, do that. Okay, that's one thing. Like, I want this out. You know what? I want it out. I'm not even gonna, cause I've been really quiet. He, they held me down for like 15, 20 minutes, man, with a gun to the back of my head. What people don't get is if it doesn't go viral, or if nobody gets killed, like nothing happens. But shit is happening. Like that happened to me. You've talked to me for what? Maybe
20, 30 minutes.
20, 30 minutes? Do you think I'm that kind of person that needs a 9mm put to the back of their fucking head?
No, I don't think that anybody needs that, except for child molesters, probably. But I mean, I don't think anybody deserves to have that happen. And you seem like a pretty amiable person, not one that would
Okay.
respond in any different way to the cop that would even provoke them.
Dude, listen, when I say he kept saying to me, and I get it, and I really, I can't say how I empathize, but because I'm alive, I can't say I empathize. But the first thought when that dude put that gun to the back of my head was, I thought about my mother. Like, I don't think, like, this is actually, like, my shit can't go, okay, it gets even worse. You ready for this? I'm gonna put it all on blast. You ready?
Ready.
So, all right, so after it happened, it was like 15, when I say it was at least 10, 15 minutes that I had a gun put to the back of my head. And they were like, we ran you and you're good. And I'm like, dude, I got traffic warrants. What the fuck are you talking about? So that means that they didn't even do that. That was intimidation, man. And so I go to the front desk and I ask them, I'm like, hey, man, y'all got cameras and shit like this? And then they like, yes, we do. And we record everything. So I call the very next day and I say, hey, I couldn't give you a name or a badge number because he had me fucking face down, but this happened. I get a phone call back from the front desk that says, our cameras weren't working.
Yeah, and what happened in the meantime? How do those cameras not work? Where's that footage? Did it get erased? Is it on a hard drive somewhere?
I've asked and I've asked and I've asked. I actually got an attorney. And you know what sucks? What people don't get is there's an element of, like, humans are humans. Like, it's just sucks. Dude, you got me on, you can tell. I'm sorry.
No, it's take your time, and I can't even imagine what that, basically you had a gun to your head for 15, 20 minutes. That's like hanging somebody out the side of a helicopter. You don't know what's going to happen. You're just hanging there.
I thought, I had two thoughts. I thought about my mother, and then I thought about my kids, and it was just kind of like, the fuck else? And I was just ready. Like, no person should, dude, I laid in bed and cried for like hours on hours. Like, that shit ain't right, man.
They gave you any justification? What was their, what did they say? Why are they doing this? They just walk away at the end of that thing? They don't apologize for the mistreatment or anything?
Dude, they literally put a gun to the back of my head, held me there. When I say, like, okay, I don't want to exaggerate. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in entertainment, so I don't want to like play it up, but it was at least 10, but I think it was more like 20. And he pulled his head and he was like, you checked it out. These three young white boys turned around and walked away, straight up.
So that I'm trying not to be any insensitive or about any of these questions or anything, but I think it's a,
No. Go
you
ahead.
tell
Go ahead.
me,
Go ahead. Ask whatever you want to, man.
during that time, was there, there was a gun to your head? Were they on top of you? Was there any sort of, what were they saying to you when this was happening?
Don't resist. They kept saying, don't resist. Like, dude, I'm face down. Both hands are out. I got a gun to the back of my head, and this guy keeps saying, don't resist. That's when I started thinking about my mother, because I was like, this is it. Nobody should feel that way, man. You dig what I mean there? Like this guy had this gun and he's legally able to do this to me the entire time that I'm sitting there. That's why we're on the phone, right? You're bringing up something, man.
Yeah. Maybe this is something
Bringing it up. You're bringing
we
it
can
up.
get, just whatever I can do to help you here. If we need to pause, if you need to cut it, if you need to take a deep breath, I don't know what to do to help you, because I'm never even. This is the point that we're trying to
listen,
make.
I'm here. Listen, somebody pulled me out. Like, I paid to be in a certain place. You dig there? And I come out of that place. And then somebody's supposed to be civil. They put a gun to the back of my head, man.
For no reason. These are the people that are supposed to protect us. And this is why protesters are taking to the streets all over this country, because of stories like this. That is not abnormal. This happens everywhere, and it's bullshit. And we all need to stand up for Keith. We need to stand up for Keith, and we need to stand up for other people.
No, not Keith. Not Keith. Not Keith. Just not Keith. Ever. Not Keith. Okay? Like, there are more. I have grandparents. Like, my mentality is different. Like, I just don't understand why they did it to me. Because I wasn't hurting nobody. Like, I wasn't doing nothing. But they put a fucking gun to the back of my fucking head, man.
This happened because you were walking and breathing. Two things that, if we're lucky enough on Earth to do, are something that we do every day. And then there are parts of our people in our country, our neighbors, our friends, our teachers, who are experiencing this just for walking. And then they wonder why people don't trust the police. And we're going to do whatever we can to find these people. I'm a minor investigative journalist, and puff pieces for the local news, but I still know enough about reaching out, trying. I don't know who else is on this thing.
I'm sorry if I messed up your show. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
No, mess it up. No, you didn't mess up anything. I'm sorry if we have opened a very fresh wound for you, but I think that your story is very important. And
dude, I don't mess with nobody. Like, I don't steal, I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't do nothing. I just literally walked out the door, went to the left to smoke a cigarette, and these guys thought that to put a gun to the back of my head, you know what I mean? They gave me no explanation. None. Like, none.
What has your lawyer said about?
Man. Fuck. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mess up your show. I'm so
No, you
sorry.
don't.
I didn't mean to
No,
mess up your show.
you don't have to apologize to me for anything. I think it's not the show is not the important part here. It's you. We're only doing this so that we can help people and let them see what's real. At the end of this, we're going to show you a conversation that we've had and you approve if anybody sees it or not. It's and what part of that, because this is what happened to you,
Oh,
to me, is
man.
unfathomable.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that there are people that look like me out there that are such pieces of shit. I'm sorry that my friends who are black live in a completely different reality than me just because I'm born a white Presbyterian. I apologize to you for everything
You don't have to.
because somebody has to, you know? Um,
Like, I'm mature. You don't have to, man. But I do need a cigarette. Like, I didn't. I thought we were gonna have this interview, but shit, man. Like, I didn't mean for it to go this way.
no, I thank you for being real with me. Um, and
It was. How about this? I can't even talk to my kids. Do you know what they're doing? Like, it made me like less of a man. Like it's not cool. That's all I gotta say. It's not cool. It's not cool. It's and then I don't have like I didn't get killed and I wasn't on TV or whatever. I didn't go viral on World Star, but it happened. Like it happened. And it has affected me. That's not fair. And I know it's happening all over now. And I don't even care about that. I don't even care about black or white. I'm a fucking hippie. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so
no,
sorry.
people just don't see that because when they stop, right when they say, "Oh, here's a black guy walking down the hall," they don't see you listening to Janis Joplin because the powers that be in this country want division. Because if black people and white people are fighting each other, then they're not marching down to the fucking penthouses and putting people's heads on pikes like they did in the French Revolution. They count on us fighting each other. Fuck them and fuck those assholes cops who think they can get away with this kind of stuff because hopefully there's a change that's rising.
Dude,
So,
listen, when I say that hurt me, I laid in the bed for like a day and a half and I wouldn't respond to nobody. Like, that's so, like, it just, it just made me not feel like a man. And like I said, I didn't even face my kids. Oh my God. Just, I
what you
just,
did was you survived a
fuck.
situation that
I have to relive this shit. Like that's what people don't get about the whole thing. Is that you literally relive it every day. Every day you relive it.
are you having are you getting help? Do you have help? Do you have, you know, are there therapists who help you? Are there
Dude, I mean, I'm good. It's just like I don't open up about it. Like I just don't open up about it. I did it because of KD. Well, Steven, to you. But like when you open this room, man, fuck,
can
fuck,
I can I do
fuck.
anything for you now? Do you need anybody there for you? Are you having any
No, I'm good, man. Hey, chill out. Like I ain't gonna blow my brains out. Nothing like that. You know what I mean? That like I'm no, don't worry about that part. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, no, yeah. This is the most powerful conversation I've ever had in my life. Um, I thank you for trusting me, and I have a
It's
face that
KD.
that,
It's KD.
that looks
It's
like
all KD.
the enemy. I look like these people probably, and
Yeah,
we need
you
to know
kind of
that these assholes.
you kind of do.
It makes me want to throw up. Like that there are people out there who do this to people.
Fuck. All right, listen. I would love to have another interview with you. You dig?
Yeah, yeah.
Like in life, I think that it should happen. I think it's gonna happen. But I don't ever want to talk about this again, ever in my life, man. Like this hurts. Like this hurts. And you got the one and only. Okay. How do you feel about the president? How about that? Let me
I
know
think
who
he's the
you are.
biggest. Who I am. I think that he's the biggest piece of shit that probably ever walked this earth. He's destroying America. There were all these tensions that were there, but like you said, instead of being someone who can unite, he's somebody that divides, and it's all about his own personal agenda. He turns everything around. He'll get the Ukrainians killed, and it's not his fault. He'll get Americans killed with COVID, coronavirus, and it's not his fault. Which, by the way, I think that he purposefully delayed aid to New York City because he fucking hates New York City because New Yorkers.
Hello, I think so. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hop on your
No,
bandwagon, but I think that he did that on purpose.
yeah, he fucking hates New Yorkers because New Yorkers don't put up with shit. They've been through shit, and they're not going to put up with that son of a bitch. So they've been hating on him for years because he puts up his tacky ass buildings around town, and then the
Exactly. They're
liberal
tacky as shit.
the liberal elite, they hate him over there because they can see through his bullshit. Then the people hate him, so he hates New York. So he was very happy to let lives be lost there because they weren't voting for him. But now, what is very curious is that he's fine killing off his own constituents. It's almost like he doesn't want to be reelected. It's a real fucking thankless job. I mean, he's been out on the golf course half the goddamn time, but yeah,
Huh.
all he wants to do is destroy. And I don't know why. I have a theory that right now they're melting the polar ice cap so that they can build a strait. This is actually happening. There are all these countries out there. They don't talk about it. They're putting flags in the ground because they
Yeah,
want to
I
have
know.
this
Dude,
strait.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
They want to connect to Russia, and guess who's going to have hotels all along the fucking way? It's going to be Donald Trump's family, I'm sure.
Huh.
Yeah,
Me and
it's a
you
lot
are
to
too
wrap.
much alike. Okay, so all right, this is my opinion. When Kanye, is that how you say it? Kanye West? When he threw his name in the hat, like he's officially running for president. I don't think that he's running for president. I actually think that he's taking the minority vote away from Biden to make
Yep.
sure that Trump gets reelected.
Yeah, I do
You feel
too.
the same way?
There are a lot of people who are diehard Kanye fans, and so they're like, "Oh, he's coming around. He's been a sleeper the whole time, just helping people out by putting that hat on." No, man, you can do better. You can be Killer Mike, who works with Bernie Sanders, or Nicki Minaj, who works
Dude,
with Bernie Sanders.
Killer Mike is like one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah, and that's who you be. You don't have to compromise. You don't have to put on the goddamn red McGaw hat. And I don't. I know. I think that Kanye, like myself, I have mental health issues, and you can kind of recognize that sometimes.
Dude, I'm
But
bipolar. Okay, like edit that shit for sure. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
yeah, I will take that out because honestly, I'll tell you right now that I'm being diagnosed right now with a psychologist and a psychiatrist, and I think I'm bipolar. So that's why you said we're so much alike, probably.
But no, I'm bipolar. They try to give me medication, but I refuse to take it. Like
It's
refuse to take it.
it's I've been on Effexor for 10 years,
Hmm.
and it seems to level me out, but it zaps my creativity. So I don't want to take any more. I have like a 3 pill rule. I got my blood pressure, I got my gabapentin. You know,
I'm not laughing at you, but I'm just laughing. You know why I'm laughing?
yeah, man, it's like it's fucking bullshit. I don't want to have. How many chemicals can you have in you at one time? I got gabapentin because I got 2 herniated discs. I got Effexor, and then I got like I don't want any more.
They threw me on Lexapro.
Yeah, Lexapro. I tried that when I was younger, and that fucked with me. I was just in a daze.
Exactly. That's the reason why yeah, that's, yeah, because they want me strictly on Lexapro and Ambien. Like they want me to go up, then they want me to come down.
Yeah, you
I'm
can't.
like,
You don't even do Ambien. I mean, I think about Ambien. It freaks me out because I'll move around and I'll do shit that I don't even know about. You know. Uh, I got up. I think I tried this sleeping pill one time. I don't remember if it was Ambien or something else, but like I woke up the next morning, I go get some yogurt. The remote control's in the fucking refrigerator. I got up in the middle of the night, put the remote control in the refrigerator. So what the fuck am I doing?
dude, I know you're not black, but I swear to God, I cooked collard greens on Ambien. I cooked collard greens on Ambien, man.
And you're a hippie.
Collard greens. And it
Oh
had the
my god,
ham hocks in it. I put all the right ingredients.
that's crazy. And then the thing is, you do those kind of things, but you don't really quite do it how you would when you're awake. Like you don't clean it up. So in the morning, you wake up and you're like, what the fuck did I do? And then there's just pans around. Like, yeah, it's not good. I think that it's always good to follow medical advice when you can, but I try to talk to my doctors and tell them like I'm only doing 3 things. I don't know why. It makes no fucking sense that I would only do 3 things, but I just know that, I'm like 190 pounds and I'm not putting any more shit in me.
All right. So you know who I am now. I think hopefully you get a gist of who I am. Like there's no lie to me. That's just who I am, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you've been very honest for sure today. And, uh, I think I can never understand how a lot of people go through this world. I'm given opportunity and privilege that you don't even realize until big things come up in the world like this and it's brought to the surface. And I just want to talk to you and other people and see how can I help and what can we do to make this world a little better. Fuck, I don't even know. A lot of times it seems masturbatory or like I'm not doing enough, or um, we can't go out into the community right now, and do a lot of shit. I know some
That's what sucks the most, man. You know what I mean? That.
yeah.
But hey, I want you to know that I appreciate you, and I hope that this was beneficial, and I hope I answered any question.
Well,
You
hey,
know,
look, I've had a good time talking tonight. I better go run in there and check on the missus.
okay. Hey, listen. Hey, do what you do. I hope I didn't let you down, man. I just hope I didn't
No,
let you down.
no, you did great, and I think just we'll get this over to Steven, and then you and he can discuss like what you would like to be in an episode, what you wouldn't, and go from there.
All right. I don't care what the fuck. Honestly, at this point in time, I met a new friend, somebody that I
Yeah,
actually have connected with. Like, you're a good dude. Like, you can at times you can feel vibes and tell, and I can tell. So I'm just fortunate to have met you. How about that there?
same here, man. Thank you. Cool. Hey, take it easy, and thank you for everything today. And just take care of yourself right now. Hi, I'm Nick Bridwell, the creative director of Uncomfortable Conversations. If you were impacted by this video and you think others could benefit from it, then we just ask that you please like and subscribe to our channel. That way we can bring you more content. Thank you so much for coming back to us, and we wish you the best.